Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're covering another Gotham movie, but before we do, I am Kanan Wilf. That is MMA King Crease Jr. Everybody.
Hey, what's going on, people? It's good to see you guys again.
So as you can tell, we're discussing another Nolan movie in the Batman trilogy, which is The Dark Knight. Everybody's arguably favorite one, and I'm not gonna lie, rewatching this, I'm gonna be very controversial during this video.
Oh
I'm sorry,
yeah,
guys. I'm sorry. I tried my best, but the more I've watched this movie and the more I've became well versed in the Batman lore, let's just say this movie doesn't go down too well. And also, I hate this version of the costume. I think the one in the first one was better. This one is just a no go. But anyway, let's just get into the review, shall we? Because I've got a lot.
we're here, people. We're here. Let's go.
So with this movie, I'm not gonna be friendly about it. Nolan doesn't understand Batman or the characters or anything of the sort. He done so well with the first one, but even at that, I still had my gripes with the first one. This one was even worse when it came to lore. The villains were cool. I don't really like the fact that the Scarecrow was like in it for like a 2-minute cameo at the beginning of this movie. Like, I wish he was there a bit longer, but you know, yeah. But this movie starts off really well. Like, I guess it just starts with a bank robbery. It's just a simple bank robbery, and it's obviously the Joker. Um, the Joker is like, haha, I'll have all my henchmen kill each other, so then we can not have to share the money as much. And it's like, kill. It's kill, I guess. I don't really have an opinion on it. It was kind of feel boring to me.
Wow.
I don't care, man. I'm done at this point. I'm done with nostalgia. I'm done with people just loving something with a bias because it's like the first introduction for Batman. This wasn't my first introduction to Batman, so I don't have that type of relationship with it.
Yeah. No, we talked about it in the last video. It's like, to us, Christian Bale's Batman is not that great or whatever, and that's perfectly.
This movie's a fucking worst when it comes to the Bat voice as well. Like, I forgot how bad it was in this one, and it was like really bad, and it gets worse in The Dark Knight Rises as well. So I just, where is she? Where's the drugs go? Shut the fuck up! No one talks like that. Like, legit. Like, why does it sound like Christian Bale's auditioning for a death metal band? Like, legit, put what he says, anything in the Bat voice over a fucking drum, like a hardcore drum beat and a bit of guitar, and I bet you it will just sound like screamo music.
Oh man!
I challenge someone out there to do that as well. Like, actually go out and do that and see how hard it slaps. And I bet you it will sound good, but it's not a good Batman voice. It's such the worst. Like, that's the thing. Like, for me with this movie,
Have you heard of Bat Metal though? Like, there is like a actual cartoon thing called Bat Metal. I think you should check it out.
yeah. No, see, that's the thing. Like this, like normally we would go scene by scenes, but I think we're just going to change it up for a bit and just talk about the movies.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna let this one ride, man. Like,
Yeah, I'm not. So let's get into the crust of why I think this is not it's a good Nolan movie, bad Batman movie, but a fucking terrible Batman movie.
oh man, like yes, like I think a lot of people, and
I just
and a
don't give
lot,
a shit anymore.
and a lot of our friends will want to know, like, why, Adam? Why do you not like Dark Knight? Why do you hate this movie so much?
I don't.
Because to me, I like
the thing. I don't hate it. I just don't like it as a Batman movie. Like as a movie on its own, like it could have been a cool gangster movie. But like when it comes to an actual Batman movie, like they got Harvey Dent correct. That's about it. Scarecrow was cool for the 2 minutes they actually showed up, but I also don't like the fact that they just sort of discarded him within like 2 minutes after him, like, you know, not getting caught at the end of the last movie, and that's why he's getting caught at the beginning of this movie, sort of thing. You know, like because obviously Ra's Ghul and all that. So I get it, but like, also, can we talk about the horrible fucking replacement for Rachel as well? She was fucking atrocious. Katie Holmes was definitely the better version of Rachel, and even at that, I didn't fucking like her in that movie. In this movie, it's even worse. I hated her character in this. It solidified to me that she was the worst love interest for Batman ever. Like, she was just thrown in there. It was there, like, they use her as a crutch for Harvey Dent in this movie. I don't like that either, because he's supposed to be married and like have a kid by this point. But no, apparently he's banging Rachel for a little bit of conflict between him and Bruce, because that's such a cool idea. No, it's fucking not. It's stupid. It makes no fucking sense. Like, I get it, but no. Also, I'm not gonna lie, like, as sad as it is that obviously she does, pass away, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really care. Like, she didn't add
Oh
anything
my
to the movie.
goodness.
She didn't. She was fucking boring. Like, legit, she did nothing in this movie other than date and bang Harvey Dent. And the worst part is the timeline's so, like, fucked in this movie that you don't know if it's been, like, a few years from the last one, or if it's been a few weeks. And then Harvey Dent's, like, fucking obsessed with her already, and you're like, dude, you've been with her, like, 5 months, chill. Or, we don't actually know, it could be a good few years, but they don't specify anything. They blow up the Batmobile with a bazooka that didn't even blow up a fucking cop car. Like, what is that logic? I'm sorry. Like, I love this movie. I used to like this movie at one point. Like, I still like it. Like, that's the thing that I'm so conflicted with the movie. It's like, there's so much shit I hate, but at the same time, I know so objectively it is a good movie. But for me personally, I still fucking like it. Like, there's so much shit. I'm really scratching the surface of this stuff, man. Like, as well as like that, there's like the Joker for me. Don't get me wrong, Heath Ledger smashed the performance. It's good for what it was, but it's just not the definitive Joker. Like, this is a lot of people's introductions, and this is why I get annoyed at the Batman fandom. I know the Joker because I watched The Dark Knight. No, you fucking don't. Unless you've watched like the Batman animated series, or you've seen or you've played like the Arkham games. That's the Joker.
Because I was gonna say, I think you had, because by the time we got to this Joker, you had Cesar Romero, 1966. You had 89 of Jack Nicholson. You had 92, 93 Mark Hamill with the animated adaptation of Joker, and then of course, like, Joker made his appearances in other series or whatever. But then you get to Heath Ledger. That's a little bit different. A little bit. They're going for the, how can I say this? Neo-anarchist terrorist type of Joker or whatever. Like, he's more of a terrorist more than I can see where you're coming from.
I would say he's more an idealist. He's more of like, he sounds like a crappy wannabe like 2023 like philosopher. Like, the world is mad. I'm mad. Shut the fuck up. Like, no. Like, the Joker, he's mad, but he doesn't go on about it so much. Also, why the fuck did they give Joker daddy issues? Like, he could choose any backstory, but he keeps coming back to, my daddy was a drinker. Shut the fuck up. Who cares? Like, it's good that they gave him a different backstory, right? I'll give them their due. And there is certain scenes in this movie where he actually feels like the Joker. And I'll give Heath Ledger that. But for me, this is just not the Joker. Like, the Joker doesn't have daddy issues. He doesn't know who his dad is, probably. The Joker doesn't know his own backstory. He's like Michael Myers. Once you take away the mystique of his backstory, he's not as formidable anymore. He's not got the jazz or the pizzazz, because he's supposed to be the complete opposite of Bruce Wayne. We know Bruce Wayne is Batman, so we're supposed to never know who the Joker is, because that's the complete opposite.
Yeah. So would you say, like, let me just step in on this one. So would you say, like, them giving the Arthur Fleck story, like, you just are not a fan of it whatsoever? Like, you don't like the Arthur Fleck, or like giving him his actual like name or whatever, or like anything that alludes to him being
the only thing
actual.
I like him being referred to as John Doe, because he's not known. Like, I do like the fact that in this movie, when they took his prints and stuff, they were like, there's no like record of him. I like that part, but that's the thing. They got like they kept some of the aspects of the Joker, and I'll give them their dues on that. But when it comes to like the way he acts, like, Dude, he was acting more like fucking John Wick up in this bitch. He was sitting doing pencil through eyeballs and shit. It's like, that's cool. And obviously that could be something a Joker might do. But
I mean, Joker would
where was
use a pencil to kill him. I'm just saying, like, he
no,
would do
that's what I'm
that,
saying.
man. Like,
No, I'm saying that part I can understand, right? But
yeah.
at the same time, like, I still want to
See,
see
for
Joker in a live action using a gun that has, like, he shoots the bang thing through them. And that's how he kills them.
yeah,
I want to see shit like that in live action. Like, the thing about this thing is that they go for the realistic approach. And Batman doesn't suit realistic. Also, Gotham City fucking sucks. It doesn't even look like Gotham City. It legit
they
looks.
did film it in Chicago, though. Just to let you know, like, they filmed it in
I don't
Chicago.
give a shit. At least do something to the buildings to make it look Gotham-esque. Also, there was no Batcave this movie. In the entire 2 hours and 32 minutes, there was not a single Batcave scene. It's Batman.
well,
He goes to the
well,
Batcave.
and to step in on that part, for what I have researched, they said that Nolan was kind of not one to do anything Batman-esque. Like, it was like the studio had to, like, kind of like nudge him to, like,
So, and
bro, you have
so
to have the you have to have the you have to have the Batmobile, you have to have the Batwing, you gotta have it's Batman, like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't want to do that. Like,
and that
yeah,
is just confirmed the reason why I said he's the worst person for a Batman trilogy. If you want to do Batman, you can't do it without the Batman shit. Like the Batcave, the Batmobile, or the Batwing, or the Batcycle. He blows up most of them in this movie because he didn't want it because I don't want it in my movie. Shut the fuck up, dickhead. It's not up to you. It's a Batman movie. If you're not going to stick to it, then why are you doing it? There's no point in you doing Batman movies if you refuse to stick to the source material. It's the thing that
yeah,
annoys me most about this is that the same people that won't bitch about this sort of stuff will bitch about The Witcher and go, "Oh, it's not source accurate." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's true. So why the fuck are you
yeah,
giving this pass? I
or
don't get.
like,
It's a double
or
standard."
like when you saying something about like Marvel projects, like, yo, this is not part of the source material. Oh, you're doing too much into it. Like, it's their vision. I'm like, it's not the. All
The
right,
many
I don't
times
know anything.
like I'm sick and tired of hearing
Eh,
that it's their vision, it's their interpretation. I don't give a shit. Their version and their interpretations can be shit. You like it,
yeah,
that's cool for you. But when it comes to this
yeah,
movie, I'm sorry. I just can't get behind a lot of the stuff they did with the characters. For example, like
mm.
Batman, like was like fuck everyone else. I'm just gonna go save Rachel. Like obviously I get it, but like still like other people
That's
could
not Batman is. Like,
yeah.
Batman will try to save will save more people than just one person. Like, you know,
That's another thing, like, when it comes to the Harvey, like, origin story, I don't like that either because it felt really forced and just for this movie. It made no sense. Also, the fact that Batman wasn't able to save both his bollocks, like, Batman in every continuity would have saved both of them. But to be fair, did
yeah.
I really mind that Rachel got hanged off? Not really, because to be honest, she didn't add anything to these movies. Like, legit, it
Let me
was.
Let me ask you this. So, are you saying that Val Kilmer's Batman, like, did a better job than saving both people at the same time than this Batman?
Yes, they actually did it. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's so much stuff that is just not Batman, and also the edgy fucking dialogue, man. Like I know it was early 2000s, but like some of the stuff what they say in this is just so people could quote it years later, and it's fucking cringy when people do. It's like you either die a hero or you live yourself, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. No, no.
I
Superman lived
think
for how many years and he's always still a hero. I get where they were coming from it. Don't get me wrong. It was supposed to be like this, like philosophical sort of like
it's Nolan. It's a Nolan movie.
it's bollocks, is what it is. I don't care for that crap. I don't want that in a Batman movie. Batman is philosophical, but there's so many things in this I just don't like. Like, and I hate to say this because I know a lot of people love this movie, and I used to like it a lot more than I do now.
Yeah.
But like the more I watched it, like when it comes to like the Batmobile, like I don't like the fact that they've had to blow that up for no apparent fucking reason. the Joker doesn't feel like the Joker to me in the slightest. It feels like a weird amalgamation of like the Riddler and like some sort of other rogue villain that you could probably find in the rogues gallery of like being an anarchist. You know, like he
I was
does
gonna say,
the thing, and I'll give him that.
hold on. I think you might agree with me on this, but like, doesn't this Joker kind of remind you of Lockup?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's like Nolan didn't like. Don't get me wrong. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I think he's a brilliant actor, and for what this movie was, he gave the best performance out of all of them, every single one of them. The other issue I have is something that I've been pointing out to my friend Danny here a lot, and I think you're starting to see it. Is Jim and fucking Batman aren't friends? Legit, he calls him, and that's about it. He's like, here, in this entire movie, you're lucky if there was 5 consecutive minutes of them actually talking. And you're supposed to believe this is Batman and Jim Gordon. This is why I say, in my opinion, the Batman version of Jim Gordon's better. Because there's actually the character dynamic there. And this, like in the first one, I thought it was bad, but in this one, it's even worse. It was so much worse. Like, legit,
I mean, let me at least say there were some good things in this movie, or whatever. Like,
I'm good.
because like let's just talk a little bit of the good. You know what I'm saying? When he's in the hospital, that's something Joker-esque. Like, yeah, Joker in drag. That's something that he will do.
I give it that one. The one when the Batman like has to dodge him and not run him over, and then the way he acts after that is very Joker-esque.
Yeah, the interrogation scene.
Yeah, there's times where he feels like the Joker, and that's what makes me sad because you can tell it wasn't Heath. Heath could have killed that, and I know Heath could kill that even better than he did, and he killed it as it is.
Yeah,
I have a funny feeling if it wasn't Nolan, Heath would have done one of the best live action Jokers of all time because he would have had a bit more freedom. Because also the GPD are fucking stupid.
oh nah. In this movie, they're stupid, but in the next movie, and that's gonna be my favorite one right there. Ooh, I'm going in on GPD on that one. See, like in this movie, I actually like it or whatever, but I'm not letting my bias, like hear me. I mean, navigate me from what you are saying, because some people can't handle that. Like, they feel like when you attack their movie, you're attacking them. To me, I'm sitting back. I'm like, okay, this man has an actual point on some stuff. Like, all right, that's something I can think about, and that's what. I'm sorry, people. That's how fandom is. It's not always about like everybody having this group think of.
I'm right. No, you're not. Just because you think you're right doesn't make you right. How many times do we
Yeah,
say that to people on a daily basis? Especially you type of people as well. Now, I'm right because, well, and it's like, dude, no one fucking asked. Like, for me, like, I still like the movie. I like it for what it is. But as a
yeah,
Batman project, it's not as good as everybody makes it out to be. And I think it's just because it was the first time Batman was getting taken seriously. And because of
yeah,
that, it made everyone like over them and like. But to me,
yeah,
seriousness sort of killed the horror, like no horror, sorry, killed the superhero genre at this point. Think about
yeah,
every superhero now, especially within the DC. Aquaman is aqua buff. Fucking the Flash is even getting darker storylines, but that's the thing. We already had a better Flash within the TV show, and like
yeah,
Green Arrow is basically just Batman, but with a quiver. But as what it is. I still preferred the show. The show was still good, but like
yeah,
everything has to be dark now, and I don't like it because the
yeah,
whole point of Batman is hope. But in these movies, like he's more fear than hope. There is no hope. Like when it comes to
yeah.
Batman, like they don't have Robin either, which annoys me the most about these movies. Is like this could have
Oh
been.
no, they
They
have
don't.
Robin, but
No,
that's
they
in the
don't.
next movie.
No,
I'm saving.
no.
I'm saving the.
No. They've actually confirmed that he's not Robin. He's supposed to be taking up the Batman. He's not even supposed to become Robin. He's supposed to just become Batman. That's what the plan was. He was supposed to just become Batman. He wasn't even supposed to be Robin. So
I was gonna
everybody
say,
that
man.
speculated that it was Robin got it wrong. He wasn't Robin. He was supposed to be taking up the Batman. Oh, that's why Batman and Catwoman are having a lovely fucking dinner time. But anyway, we'll get onto that when we get to that.
Yeah, we'll get that to that. Like, let me save up the penetration on that. Like, this is Like, I have more hatred towards the last of the trilogy, which we might have a surprise for us next week. Wink, wink. I hope they come. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You could say he's been chosen. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
There's that's the thing. Like, I think people are just blinded by their bias when it comes to this movie because
yeah,
there's a lot of it that's just done wrong. There's a lot of it done right. Like, there is things that, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not just pointlessly hating on the movie. Like, there is parts where the Joker feels like the Joker. Like, I love the Harvey Dent stuff once he becomes Two-Face and, like, the lead up to it. I like that stuff. I just didn't like the fact that they had to randomly have him with Rachel. I think that was just a pointless plot point because they were like, shit, what do we do with the Rachel character? Ah, it's great. She can be boning Harvey Dent because for some strange reason she won't be with Bruce because he's Batman, and I don't understand that because, like, well, every woman love interest knows he's Batman and they can look out like over it, so I don't understand why Rachel can't. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Then when it comes to, like, see, that's the thing with this movie. There's a lot of stuff that happens in it that's just not very rememberable. Like,
I mean,
most of it
for
is
me,
the Joker stuff and Harvey Dent stuff, and then obviously the ending. Really, the rest of it is sort of just happens.
I mean, the only negative thing I can say where I think you might agree with me on this part is because I still like the movie for what it is, and I see where you're coming from. From what you have pointed out to me, like, I see what you're talking about. Like, and I'm not gonna make fun of you about it either, because there's some people that would do that, but it's all good. I was gonna say. I say the only bad thing about this movie was there was too many villains. I think I think
Yeah.
I think you will agree with me on that because you had Scarecrow, you had Joker, then you had Harvey Dent Two-Face or whatever, and then allegedly the guy that was doing all the transactions for Wayne Manor or whatever, the Wayne Corporation was supposedly, I keep on hearing that was supposed to be Nolan's the next Riddler. And
I'm
I'm
glad they
like,
did. I'm glad.
yeah,
I'm glad because I'm not gonna lie, that guy does not look like the Riddler. Maybe if he's in the suit, but even at that, he's not got the personality of the Riddler in the slightest. He was just a boring guy in a
yeah,
suit. Like,
yeah,
like, I want Edward Enigma. I want Jim Carrey. I want actually intelligent to the point where he's wacky and a bit crazy, and that's what I like about the Riddler's character. Where
yeah.
that version would be bad. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Also speaking, like, there is other things that I do like about it. Like, I'm trying to think of all the good stuff though, because obviously for me, it's like just trying to remember some of the good stuff. Like, that's what I'm saying. For me, that's what sucks about this movie. Like, a lot of stuff that happened and I didn't care for. Like, I tried to care, but like it's like there was like the criminal underbosses that were like all trying to fight over like power because of the last guy obviously getting fear gassed and like not being sane anymore.
Yeah.
There's the
I like Michael J. White's part with him and the Joker. Like,
hmm,
honestly, I kind of wish instead of him being Gamble, I kind of wish he would have been Bronze Tiger because like
yeah,
that would have actually fit in the movie. Like, that's
yeah.
that's what I would do. Yeah.
See, for me, like that's what I'm saying. I just can't even remember all too much. Like, he done a lot of things that I didn't like, but he also did do things I like. But it's just one of those things where even though we've just like not long watched it, like it's somewhat forgettable for me. Like, there's not enough
Mm.
stuff that sticks out other than like the main parts of it.
So would you say this, like, for like hardcore Batman fans or whatever that truly love this movie, would you say that you're okay of them liking it, but you got to understand where you're coming from and not
See, I think
judge you?
if you're actually a hardcore Batman fan, you would hate this movie, or not hate it,
Mm,
but dislike it a lot because they do a lot of
mm,
disjustice to a lot of characters. Like, Yeah, it's cool. Like they changed Harvey's dent's like story a wee bit. Like it does kind of bother me a wee bit, but I can let it pass. You know, like it's no like
Yeah.
that
See
deal.
that his Harvey Dent story didn't really bother me or
Mm.
whatever. Like,
See,
because
like you've done
sometimes,
really well, but like I just don't care for like the
yeah,
added extra shit.
yeah. Because like with Harvey Dent's story, just to go into that part with Harvey Dent, it's usually him and Bruce are really tight. Harvey has a little sweet, like has a little honey on the side or whatever. He's hiding his personality traits
Mhm.
from her because he doesn't want nobody to judge him. Because you can't be a politician and be psycho at the same time. Like it's just psycho and politics just don't go together.
Well,
Unfortunately,
actually, they go
yeah,
hand in hand usually, but
hand to hand.
they just pretend that they don't.
Public, yeah,
Publicly,
yeah, publicly, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Publicly, it just doesn't go. You're considered a psycho. You scared the voters off. Yada yada yada. This ain't the channel. You already know my story. Uh, but I can say that this Two Face I enjoy way better than Tommy Lee Jones.
oh yeah,
Like Tommy Lee. I love Tommy Lee Jones and other things, but him doing Two Face was just not
I think he just done
this.
that for a paycheck. To be honest, I don't even think he liked the character. To be
Yeah,
honest.
actually, you're actually right because his little son, pushed him to do it or whatever. He's saying like, "Oh man, Dad, be part of a superhero movie."
Mm. Kind of figured that because it came across that way. See, that's the thing. Like for
Yeah,
me, like the ending's cool, but like I don't like the fact that they try to do the whole fucking philosophical stuff. And obviously, the Joker does that
mm,
throughout the entire movie. I do like the fact that the people on the boat decide not to blow each other up because that shows
yeah.
that there is still hope. That you know that is hope
Even
in
if
that.
you're
Even
even
if
if
you're
you're a criminal, yeah, even if you're a criminal, you still have love for the people
innocent,
that put you, yeah, innocent or whatever.
yeah,
You're not all that bad. Like you're not evil. Like you just made a mistake in life or
yeah,
whatever. I
exactly,
think that's what Nolan was trying to say or
yeah.
whatever. If I'm getting it correct, if I
Yeah.
speak the tongue of Nolan.
See, this is why I don't like. I get annoyed at these things, is because they make these movies to make statements and political statements and all that shit, and it just doesn't have a place in Batman. Like it has, but like it has a place within the Batman realm. Like if it was like if they do it like Star Wars or like like Harry Potter, where the politics is for them in the movie or like where they are at. But when it becomes like a
Yeah,
real life thing, I get annoyed at it. It just feels pandering as shit. And it happens a lot
I'll
in the
say that. I have to say this. Like, this is the only thing that annoys me about just like Nolan movies in general. I like Christopher Nolan for what he does or whatever. I'm not a Nolan hater or whatever, but he tries to be more. He thinks you're kind of stupid to get
yeah.
to know his movies or whatever, and it's just like really annoying at the same time, dude. Just give me the plot, man. Like, yeah, I don't need the epic speech to tell me what you're fin to do. Like, I can see what's going on the screen, bro. Like the
See, for me, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a Nolan hater either. Like, I like a lot of his other movies, but when it comes to Batman, I just don't think he understood the assignment well. Like, when it comes to Batman, like, Batman's the worst part of this movie. Like, Bruce was fucking terrible this movie. Like, he was just there. We spent so much time with Bruce Wayne for no apparent fucking reason. Like Lucius Fox, Morgan Freeman, he's still a badass motherfucker. Like Lucius Fox was really good.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that's
Of
the saddest
course,
part is
Alfred, Alfred,
Alfred. Yeah,
Alfred is still good. Yeah, Alfred's
Mm.
still good as usual. I agree. Lucius Fox did his thing. I rather enjoy Bruce Wayne. I think Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne is pretty okay. I think I don't got a problem with it. I just don't like him as Batman. That's really him.
I don't mind just Bruce, but like at the same time in this movie, he just didn't really do much. Like we spent a lot of time with Bruce, but he didn't do much. He also done the whole like showing off with Harvey Dent to like put him in his place, and I didn't like that sort of thing. Like, but
What, the
Bruce
dick
does,
mixture in concerts?
yeah, Bruce does that at times, yes, but like there was no need for it. Like fucking Harvey Dent didn't really know him at this point, and so also it's funny. It's like he's not seen Rachel. Like it's like shown that he might have not known been speaking to Rachel for months on end, and then all of a sudden he accidentally shows up at the same restaurant, and Danny's like, "Oh, it's possible," and I'm like, "Yeah, but not after he's just mentioned the fact that she's dating Harvey Dent." I'm sorry, anybody with a brain knows that that's some sort of behavior that other people have. I'm not specifying because YouTube, but.
God, like YouTube guidelines.
Yeah, but that is some sort of type of behavior that if a guy or girl done in real life, which tends to happen a lot, is seen as a
Get
bit
arrested.
crazy. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that. Also, just like I like the movie. Don't get me wrong, but I I'm gonna be controversial. I think this is like a 7 out of 10, like 7 8 out of 10.
Whoa, man!
Like
Wow,
for me specific,
7,
for me,
7,
it's a good Nolan movie, but as a Batman movie, nope.
7.
Yep.
Wow.
I did at this point.
But then again, like,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna pretend that I like a movie
no,
when I
you're
don't, man.
just no. It's like you like me, man. I don't pretend just because it's popular. Okay, you might like. Hey, I got criticized for like not liking Endgame. I thought Endgame was like rather overrated. Like,
Hmm.
you think I care what anybody thinks? Not really. There
See,
was
for
only one
me,
good part of.
I got,
There was only one good part of Endgame. It was the end.
the thing that I find funny though, is people don't realize is that it does hurt me to say shit like this because I want to enjoy
Yeah,
it. Like I go into it
yeah.
wanting to enjoy it, or I want to go back and remember what it was like. But
Rewatch it.
that's what I think it is that people remember the feeling rather than the
Mhm.
actual movie.
Mhm.
And that's what causes people to have that sort of emotional attachment to movies like this, where it's like they won't criticize it for doing the same things as they would criticize another movie for doing. And this is one of these movies that does that a lot, where it's like it
Yeah.
ignores a lot of the canon, ignores a lot of the actual proper storylines,
Yeah.
ignores things just to be edgy and cool and to be like, oh, that's what defines us and all that shit that gets quoted by every fucking Dick, Joe, and Harry that's fucking going on. Sorry, Joe and Bob.
Joe
Like
and Bob.
yeah, like it's
Bob and Joe.
Bob and Joe. Evan, no, actually no. Anyway, but no, that's true. It's like it's just one of those things that I just can't pretend to like it. It's like if I
Yeah.
was to hate on another movie with the same sort of stuff, it's not fair for me to give this a pass just because it's Batman.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, I get it, and hey, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I'm always like, if you're going against the grain and you're giving me like a 100, like you're giving me like a 2 + 2 = 4 reason, I'm going to I want to hear you out or whatever.
Mm.
Because like there are just some people on the internet that will say 2 + 2 = 5 and they don't give you no explanation whatsoever. I don't
Well,
like it for the sake of liking it.
yeah, bro, guys, if you want to disagree in the comment section and you want to fucking sit there and give me a fucking lecture about how I'm so wrong and that shit, go ahead and do it. But remember, when you do things like that, it goes to show you who you are as a person. If you can't accept that
Yeah,
people might not like the same movie as you, it shows that you lack nuance. Because as much as I love
yeah.
these movies, even with like the nostalgia that I used to have for them,
Mm-hmm.
how many of you out there can say that you can take that nostalgia away and actually look at it subjectively? Because a lot of you can't. I can. So that's why I'm doing this. Because
Say,
I think this movie gets a lot of love, which it deserves for what it is. But I
yeah,
think too many people think too highly of it. Like it's not
yeah,
a definitive Batman movie for me. Like
yeah.
to me, it's a good Batman movie. It's better than most of the original. Like
89 through 97.
yeah, like
Because
exactly. Like it's
you got
one
to
of
look at
the
it as competition.
yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like arguably speaking, we've never had a definitive like Batman trilogy in my opinion. Like there's always something that goes wrong with them. Like from the
Yeah,
89s, this trilogy, the only one that has the potential to not do that is the Batman trilogy. And I hope
yeah.
they keep it like that. because
Yeah.
that's really good. But when it comes to arguably definitive Batman, this isn't this. To me, this isn't it. To me, people like this because it's grounded in reality. But the problem with that is Batman isn't grounded in reality to begin with. Yes, you can
Yeah.
make it more realistic, like how they did with Batman, but there's a lot of understanding of the character that's missing in these movies. And that's what annoys me the most. Because in the Batman, we get that from the fucking first minute we see Batman. Like, the
Yeah.
relationship with him and Selena, the relationship between him and Jim Gordon. Yeah, it might be a race swap, Jim Gordon, but it still feels more.
Yeah.
It feels more organic. It feels more natural, and it doesn't feel too
Yeah.
realistic. Like there is still that sort of mysterious factor to it, and it makes it better. For when
Yeah.
these movies they go too realistic, there's like a subplot with like the Asian guy that I really don't care about, and then
Yeah.
there's the that's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff, other than the Joker and Harvey Dent,
Two-Face.
yeah, Two
Yeah.
Face,
See, that's why I say like a lot of people like the movie for Batman. When it comes to the Nolan trilogy, I say I like it, but it's not because of Batman. I always say that. I literally always say that. It's like, wait, what? You don't like Christian Bale's Batman? No, he's dog water. He's not good. Like you
I'm sorry. If you claim to be a Batman fan and you think this is like the best Batman we've ever got, then I'm sorry, you're sadly mistaken. I would take Batfleck over this Batman. Like
Oh yeah, I like
he
yeah,
also
Batfleck.
definitely kills. By the way, before we start wrapping this up, he definitely kills. He runs over so many people's cars and also
Yeah.
destroys trucks. Like I don't like that. Also, I don't like the ending of it where it's like he accidentally like kills Harvey. And like everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he broke his one rule." Did he? Fuck! He done it by accident. You see, if you trip up and you fall on someone, is that an accident, or is that you break it? Is that you breaking your moral code? No, it's not him breaking his moral code because he didn't mean to. He was trying to save a child. That the Joker didn't win, in my opinion, when it comes to that. And like Gordon even says it, and I hate it. It's like the Joker won. No, he didn't. The Joker did shit all. He didn't even win
Yeah.
because an accidental death isn't the same as purposely having to do it because he had no other choice. He didn't do that. He just
Yeah.
couldn't, because of how injured he was, he couldn't hold on to both of them.
Well, like in some comic iterations, like there is times where Batman has to kill somebody because like it literally is like life or death for the whole entire human race. Like he has to kill one person to save many more people. Like so that's the only time he'll break the one rule or whatever. In this case, he had to break that one rule. The child that hasn't been able to live his full adult life, or Harvey that's gone crazy and based off of emotion is trying to like basically assault this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Batman supposed to do? Like, you get it?
Yeah. So, what would you rate this movie?
For me, like, after hearing still all what you're saying, I still will give it like a 9 out of 10 or whatever. For me, at least, for like a
For you, yes.
for just this is for me and everything. Like, and it's not because of Batman. It's really because of the performance of Joker and Two Face.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. It's not really because like it was a great plot, or whatever. It's just really because Heath Ledger did such a great job of like just having the edge, the edge on my seat or whatever. Because when I was in the movie theater, I was on the edge of my seat like all the time, and I was still having some of the edge of my seat rewatching it. But that's just for me. Now that you pointed out as a Batman movie,
Yeah. It's really, when it comes to a Batman movie, it's not a Batman movie in the slightest. It's a Nolan movie with a Batman skin. It's like Minecraft. It's like Minecraft. Like you have a Batman skin.
Now the next one in the next one,
The best it is
you
that
gonna see it.
I actually like this one. The next one I need to rewatch to see if I like it, and I didn't like it to begin with, and if I even hate it even more, I think people are going to start memeing on me about how much I hate The Dark Knight Rises.
It's not a good Batman movie. It's not a good Batman movie whatsoever. I'll still die on that hill. It's not a
Yeah.
good Batman movie. It's not.
Anyway,
It's
guys.
a 6 or 7, but you know. Well, you already know what's going to be the next movie. It's going to be Dark Knight Rises. We don't even need to do a post-credit scene, but we might have a surprise for you the next time, people.
Yes.
Tune in.
Because let's just wrap this up now, because at this point, I'm disappointed. I really went in with this going, I can't wait to rewatch it. I know there's good parts of it, and then I realized with being able to take myself out of the, oh, I watched this as a kid. I was like, oh fuck. For me, I don't like this anymore. Like, it's not my definitive Batman stuff. And people can hate on me for that. People can scream abuse at me, but I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I have been Kanan Wolf. That has been MMA King Chris Jr. And we shall see you guys.
Peace out, guys. When it rises.